The air was still. The battlefield, once a roaring inferno of chaos, now lay in eerie silence. Shattered ground stretched to the horizon, glowing cracks from where the armies of hell had marched moments before, and there, in the center, Dr. Stephen Strange stood, his cloak torn, his breath heavy, his eyes fixed on the fading shadow before him. Yufk, the towering king of hell, staggered in defeat. The dark magic that fueled him was unraveling, threads of crimson and black peeling from his form. He smiled, not in fear, but in amusement. You don't know what will happen. Strange. The words were almost a whisper, but they pierced the Sorcerer Supreme's mind like a blade. And then, as Strange emerged from the portal, he froze. The stone hallways of Kamar-Taj were crowded, far more than usual. Dozens, no, hundreds of sorcerers, apprentices, and elders stood in silence, all gathered in the grand hall that opened to the courtyard. There was a heaviness in the air, a chill that no magic could warm. Strange moved forward, his footsteps echoing. Whispers followed him as he brushed through the crowd. And then, his heart stopped. There, in the center of the courtyard, surrounded by flickering torches, lay the body of the Ancient One, her serene face framed by the orange glow of the setting sun. Sorcerers were preparing the pyre. Strange's knees gave way. He fell to the ground, his hands trembling. No, this can't be. But it was. Through the blur of tears, he turned to one of the apprentices. What happened? The apprentice swallowed hard. Last night, around 2:30, a massive green explosion struck Kamar-Taj. The Ancient One went to investigate. We saw her, from the upper balconies, facing a man, or something like a man. His entire body was wrapped in darkness. We couldn't see his face, but there was a faint green glow inside the shadow. Before we could react, he struck her down, and then he vanished. The apprentice's voice broke. By the time we reached her, it was too late. Before Strange could speak, a sudden portal shimmered into existence near the pyre. From it stepped a man, in the familiar robes of a master sorcerer. He was young, but his presence commanded the crowd. The students whispered his name. Wong. It happened without warning. A deafening crack tore through the air, like a sonic boom, but heavier, darker. The ground beneath them shuddered. From the clouds above, a massive shadow descended. A bird unlike anything Strange had seen. Its wings blotted out the sky, feathers dripping with black fire. Strange raised his hands, conjuring a blazing golden shield. With a precise flick, he hurled it at the creature. The shield sliced through one of its wings. A feather the size of a blade spun into the courtyard as the beast screeched in agony, plummeting to the earth. Its body struck the ground with such force that dust erupted into the air. And then, silence. Something's wrong in the Sri Lankan sanctuary, Wong said urgently. A portal spun open. Wong stepped through. Strange took to the air, cloak of levitation billowing. From above he saw them, a swarm of demons surging toward Kamar-Taj like a living tide. Dust. The monstrous form crumbled away into nothingness, the last of his voice carried off by a wind that seemed too cold for this world. Strange stood still for a moment, unsure if it was truly over, until he heard a faint groan behind him. He turned and saw Mordo, unconscious, sprawled across the scorched earth. Strange rushed over, lifting his fellow sorcerer. Without hesitation, he traced a circle in the air, golden sparks bursting into life. A portal opened. The Hong Kong sanctuary appeared beyond it. Strange stepped through, placing Mordo gently into the arms of waiting students. Their faces carried the weight of unspoken questions. But Strange didn't answer. There was no time. Another portal swirled open before him. Destination. Kamar-Taj, Nepal. The son of the Ancient One. Without a word, Wong approached the pyre, holding the flame rod. He touched it to the wood, and fire began to rise, consuming the body of his father. The flames reflected in Wong's eyes, but no tear fell, not yet. Only when the last ember faded into the wind did his shoulders shake. One by one, the sorcerers departed. Soon, only Strange and Wong remained. "I'm sorry," Strange said quietly. Wong turned to him. You are Dr. Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. My father spoke of you often. You were his favorite student." "I want to ask you something," Strange replied. "What is it?" "Do you know who killed him?" Wong's face hardened. "No. I've been guarding the Sri Lankan and Russian sanctuaries for the last 12 years. Far away from this. I stayed hidden from these events." "Then we have to find him," Strange said. Strange summoned every available sorcerer, every student, every defender of Earth's mystical borders. Shields were raised, spells ignited, and then the demons struck. The sky turned crimson as claw met steel, fang met shield. The ground shook with the weight of thousands of unholy feet. For 3 minutes, the courtyard was a storm of magic and fire. Screams, chants, the roar of beasts, all woven into one deafening chorus of war. One by one, the demons fell. And at last, silence. Strange returned to the New York sanctum. Down, deep into the library's heart, he walked the long hallway lined with ancient tomes. His eyes caught on one. Bound in cracked leather, marked in faded gold. Dark spells, written in ancient Sanskrit. The first page was blank. The second bore a warning. "This is the book of magic only the Sorcerer Supreme may read. If you are not, you will die." The third page, a photograph of a man named Winnie Stark, standing before the Empire State Building. The fourth, spells to break reality itself, to create new timelines. Strange took the book into the mirror dimension, a realm where no damage could touch the real world, and began to master them. The mirror dimension shifted and twisted around him. Cities folding, skies bending, oceans running upward like waterfalls. Hours later, he emerged, changed. He went to the meditation chamber. The eye of Agamotto rested in his hands. He cast the spell. A flash of green. And then, he awoke by a still lake, an ancient castle looming in the mist. The land around him was green, yet littered with ruins. Villages lay burned, bodies scattered. He walked, and walked. But there was no life, only silence and decay. And then, he awoke. Wong stood over him. "It's too late, Strange. What's happening?" "He's coming, with all his army, all the demons, spirits, multiversal beings." "Who is he?" Wong's voice was heavy. "Doom, Victor von Doom, King of Latveria, from a parallel universe. He broke the timelines. Killed Tony Stark in Earth 616. Took his body, ruled countless worlds, bent armies of gods and monsters to his will. And now, he's coming." Long pause. "To be continued. Hit that like, share, and subscribe to Comic Frame. Thank you for watching."